Hey, this is Brad Poole, New Market Director for Encore Networks. Today we're going to talk about building data plans and how to track data usage within enCloud. First things first, after you log in, we're going to head down to the customer level where we track data plans. We're going to use a previously set up account, customer account C, which has one device on it already. We're going to device list. Has one device that's been set up. From here, we'll go to the data plans page. And we'll talk briefly about what the different kind of data plans are. There's three kinds of data plans that you can track in the enCloud. First is an individual data plan, which allows you to track the billing date and the data allotment provided for each device. The next two options are group data plans that allow you to track groups of devices and the data that they use. First type is a shared plan, which is very similar to what you would use for the cell phone with a data allotment. It would have your device, your tablet, your wife's device, their tablet, all on one data plan that shares one 10 gigabyte allotment of some kind. Next is a data pooled plan. And a pooled plan is a group of devices that pool their individual data amounts to form a combined whole. So in this case, if you had 5 devices with 5 megabytes each, that would be a 25 megabyte pool of data. To set up an individual plan, you would go to the actual device itself and you would click Set Data Plan. If you'd like to create some of the group data plans, you would go to the Data Plans page, add New Data Plan, and then you'd be able to pick a shared or a pooled data plan. For simplicity, I'm going to start with an individual device and an individual data plan. Note that in order to set up a data plan on a device, the device has to have a valid SIM. Usually this means that your device will have to have checked in once, in which case it will populate the SIM of the device into enCloud for you. Otherwise, you'll have to load it manually. To define an individual plan, the first thing you'll do is select individual plan. You'll put your billing date in, which will be the next time your bill comes due. Let's say it's the 26th for this case. Then you need to put the amount of data available for this particular device. In this case, I'm going to say 25 megabytes. So this will be a very small, very simple M2M data plan, 25 megabytes. And then I can set the new data plan. As you can see, once we've done this, the individual plan, what type of plan shows up, the SIM ID shows up, the total plan allotment, the consumed data, the remaining data, and then the monthly bill date. To set up one of the other plans, the group plans, you'll go to the data plans section. Add a new data plan and select, for instance, shared or pooled plan. In this example, we'll use a shared plan. Select the monthly bill date, and then select the allotment for that all the devices will be sharing. We gave it a 10 gigabyte. From here, you can also assign a device to the shared plan, or you can create it or you can assign the device to it by going to the actual device set data plan page, and then clicking on Shared Data Plan and selecting it here. Either way will work. To create a data pooled plan, the exact same process as a shared plan. Again, you can add one here, or you can do it from the individual page. Now, you see we've created one shared plan and one data pooled plan. Neither of them have any devices in them yet, so we're going to go about adding one. To do this, because we only have the one device, I'm going to go to the individual set data plan page. From here, you can see that I have an individual plan. I'm going to add this first to the data pooled plan. So I simply select data pool. There's only one option available. If there was more than one, you'd have a radio button. And then I'm going to pick change data plan. Note the preserve individual data usage option. What this does is make sure that any usage used by the individual device is reflected in the data plan itself. So for instance, typically, if you went to your carrier and moved a device from an individual plan to a group plan, that the previous usage would just be discarded or would be left on the previous bill. In this case, this allows you to keep the usage and add it into this data plan. You would do this if you had a situation where you knew the device was part of a group plan, but it wasn't reflected inside the enCloud. So I'm going to select this box now and move this device over to the data pool plan. When I do that, you'll see that it's updated here. The plan type is data pool. The total plan is 25 megabytes because the individual plan was 25 megabytes and there's only one device in the pool. The monthly bill date changed to the monthly bill date of the data pool from the 26th, which was the original bill date for the individual plan. And you can see the individual consumption is 0 because we haven't run any data over this device yet. We can also then move the device out of the data pool by simply clicking individual plan, giving an allotment, again, say 25 megabytes, or you can even change it if you like to make it 30. Set the bill date, and then you have the option to preserve the usage again. Again, with this preserve the usage, just means if you remove a device out of a data pool, it takes the data that this device has used and removes it from the data pool plan. This way, the usage follows the individual SIM as opposed to staying in the plan. In this case, I'm going to uncheck it because I'm going to leave the data in the data pool and start over fresh from the individual plan. So again, you can see now I'm back to an individual plan. I've got 30 megabytes. None of them are consumed, 30 remaining, and my bill date has changed again to 5/24. Last but not least, we're going to set this device into a shared plan by selecting shared plan. Select the shared plan that's available. Go ahead and preserve the usage. Change the data plan. You'll see the device is moved to the shared plan. You'll see that now its total plan is 10 gigabytes because that's what the entire shared plan allotment is. It hasn't consumed any data. There's 10 gigabytes left, and the monthly bill date has been changed to the shared plan amount as opposed to the individual. When there's individual consumption to show, you'll see that here. Another way to assign devices to data plans is to go over to the data plans page and assign them from within the data plan itself. By clicking edit on the shared plan, I'm actually able to remove devices from the shared plan or add them by clicking the list. In this case, if I click the X, I've removed that device from the shared plan, and then I can add it back using the same process. This is easier if you've got multiple devices that you want to add at the same time. So to recap, there are 3 kinds of data plans that you can track in enCloud. The first is an individual usage plan. The second is a shared data plan where several devices share a single allotment of data. And a pooled plan where several individual devices pool their individual data plans to create a single pooled data allotment. Each of these can be created using the Data Plans tab or by using the Set Data Plan button in the Actions list next to the device. We hope this has been helpful. This is Brad Poole with Encore Networks. For more information and helpful videos, visit us on our YouTube channel or at encorenetworks.com/blog.